We talk about beefs a lot on TYT Sports because I am someone who comes from the camp of drama. I like drama, especially in head coaches. I like drama between hosts on TV shows and head coaches. I like drama between high-profile names like Terry Bradshaw and Mike Tomlin. And there's sometimes Francis and I will rank our beefs based on
you're ranking
the
beefs
heat
now.
of the beef. So sometimes if it's a really good beef, it'll be like a medium rare beef.
So what's the Terry Bradshaw Mike
Bradshaw's
Tomlin?
it's about a medium.
It's
mostly
about a
because
medium?
I think Bradshaw's kind of an idiot in this situation. Not to be rude to Terry Bradshaw, but I think that, and I'll tell you, because we have some numbers, right? So here's what happened. If you read into what happened, if those who didn't, Terry Bradshaw on Fox Sports 1 was discussing that he doesn't think Mike Tomlin's a great head coach. And he also said that he thinks he's more of one of those cheerleader-like guys. You know, he's good at, cheering his team on from the sideline, and how much does he really make a difference? Okay. Well, for one, let's get to the quotes I have from Mike Tomlin himself. So this is C13 and 14. We'll start with those two elements. Because Tomlin had a great response, and I'll explain to you why afterwards. I appreciate the support, but criticism and critique are very much a part of our business, Tomlin said via ESPN. It's an element of our business that, as a competitor, I embrace. The term great, that's something I have a great deal of respect for. I certainly don't think that my resume to this point reads as great, but very few coaches' resumes read as that at this point. Guys like Bill Belichick in New England, Greg Popovich in San Antonio. I think the rest of us are just working stiffs, to be quite honest with you. So nice humble moment from Mike Tomlin, but then you got to get your dig in. It's not a good beef if there's no back and forth.
Right, absolutely.
It's not a good beef without some mashed potatoes, maybe some asparagus. So you're getting hungry. It's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Steak and eggs are coming up. So here's his second half, to which we will explain after. Terms like cheerleader guy, to me, maybe fall outside of the bounds of critique and criticism. They probably fall more toward the area of disrespect and unprofessional. But what I do know, I grew up a Dallas fan, particularly a Hollywood Henderson fan. Do you know what Hollywood Henderson once said about Terry Bradshaw?
I heard about it. Could you clarify?
Hollywood Henderson did say that Terry Bradshaw was so dumb that he couldn't spell cat if he was spotted the C and the A.
Wow. Yeah, so...
That's what he's referring to back in 1979.
That's good. That's good. That's a good dig. When you can go back to 79 for your dig...
See, you know what's great about this, too? That's like a sub-quote. He's like sub-quoting the
Yeah.
Like you have to really look, because look, anybody my age is sitting there going like, if you're a casual sports fan, you probably don't know who Hollywood Henderson is. And you're especially not going to put two and two together and be like, oh, he's making that reference. And here's the best part. Because he didn't say it himself, all we can do is speculate.
We can speculate about what he said. I'm impressed that he went back to Hollywood Henderson and used that and used it in a way that was seemingly off the cuff, just very like, yeah, I'm a Hollywood Henderson fan, not like, yeah. And Hollywood Henderson said this, like that was very well played, very strategic.
It was very good. But here's why Mike Tomlin's a great head coach. This is why in this side of the beef, Terry Bradshaw doesn't get any steak. No steak for you, no soup for you, no steak for you. Look at this is just a couple of his accolades, and then we're gonna get to his coaching record. First of all, when usually great head coaches don't need to acknowledge that they're great. Right. Usually. Greg Popovich will never sit there and be like, I am the best NBA head coach.
Never, ever.
When there's only one other in his bracket, or maybe two in his bracket, and it's like Phil Jackson and him. But that's not what they're about. They don't care about the past. They don't care about their past championships. They want these championships coming up.
Absolutely.
So here's 10, 11, and 12. Element number 10 is just his record as a head coach overall. 102 and 57, 6-5 in the postseason. It's a .635 winning percentage. That's great. Next, just a two-time Super Bowl champion, NFC champion, two-time AFC champion, 5-time AFC North champion, 7-time NFL postseason appearance. That's pretty good.
That's a great record.
This ain't the NBA. You don't need to get to have a less than 500 record to make the playoffs. You need to be one of the 6 best teams in the league. So, and then lastly, the most important graphic I have for you. He's never had a losing season as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. If we throw to number 12, the last one of these fun graphics. 10-6, 12-4. His worst 2 seasons ever were 8-8.
Wow.
And for the most part, he wins 10 games every year, including Super Bowl champions. And by the way, I think they're a dangerous team going into the playoffs this year. And that's the thing is people go, 6-5 in the playoffs, what's that? Well, it's only, first of all, you got to win the Super Bowl if you get to about 6. If you have 6 wins, you're probably won a Super Bowl in your life, if not 2.
I don't know what Terry Bradshaw's beef is. I don't know.
Maybe because he had 5 Super Bowls, he's thinking like he wasn't as good as his kid. It's tough. Dan, what were you saying about Terry Bradshaw before the show? He's like bitter?
I just think he's a little arrogant.
A little arrogant. Arrogant. Delirious.
Delirious. Okay. Well, I guess, I mean, after so long, you know, and you know, you've done a couple of commercials. You know what I'm saying? It puts you in a different place, and he already has, you know,
a couple
Super Bowls. So he figures, you know, I'm great, so I can call out great.
That's the best part.
Which
like,
is
he's the one like being so what's the opposite? What's the unhumble? Arrogance. The word.
Yeah, being
so,
very
like,
arrogant
being
about it.
unhumble. It's not a word. That's not a sentence. It's not a phrase. I'm just making stuff up.
It's okay.
You're great, Jacque.
I don't know about great. We have a hashtag on Twitter called "Get Off My Lawn." We have Terry was having a very "Get Off My Lawn" sort of moment.
So my friend wanted to create a band called "Kids on My Lawn."
No.
Just so he can always make songs about the kids getting off of his lawn.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, Terry Bradshaw was the lead singer this week.